Только что. Конкретно рисунок. Машины сгоревшие. Нормальный взрыв пошел. Два взрыва, два хлопка были. Заправка плюс. Вот, на Хушевском повороте.
Russia could deploy 200 to 300 different types of weapons to target Ukrainian nuclear power plants. Ukrainian expert Ole Katkov said this regarding Russia's capabilities and stockpiles of weapons. If the Russians do attack Ukrainian nuclear power plants, it will be a highly concentrated attack. Obviously, it will likely not be a strike on the power units themselves, but rather on the infrastructure to disable the nuclear power plants. However, it would still constitute a strike on a nuclear facility. For such an attack, the Russians could use more than 100 aircraft of various types. Drones will be employed to overload our air defense system, along with cruise and high-speed missiles of the Kinzhal type. It is important to understand one thing here. Any air and missile defense can be breached, no matter how dense it is. Katkov explained on Espresso TV. The expert emphasized that Ukraine's air defense and missile defense systems may not be able to cope with a Russian attack on the nuclear power plant. There is always the question of the number of loaded missiles in air defense systems and the quantity of air defense systems available. Even if we allocate one Patriot system for each of our nuclear power plants, those systems also require cover. Despite all this, due to the number of weapons that the enemy could deploy, air defense and missile defense systems may not be able to shoot down all of these air targets. Therefore, there is a high probability that the Russian forces could use 200 to 300 missiles and UAVs to attack Ukrainian nuclear power plants, he added. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky recently said that Russia is planning to attack Ukrainian nuclear power plants and disconnect them from the energy grid. Radiation does not respect state borders, Zelensky said in his address to the United General Assembly in New York. Since Russia can't defeat our people's resistance on the battlefield, Zelensky said Russian President Vladimir Putin is looking for other ways to break the Ukrainian spirit. In his speech, Zelensky recalled the horrifying moment in the first weeks of the war when Russian attacks on the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, the largest in Europe, stirred fears among Ukrainians of another Chernobyl-style disaster. No one could know how Russian strikes on the nuclear facility would end, and everyone in Ukraine was reminded of what Chernobyl means. He said,